We are here at the farm of Joe Hurley in Inishkeen, just outside Bandon in Cork. Joe is a new entrant, so he's got 40 lovely fresh heifers here and has been milking them for the last 6 weeks. So we're just coming to the end of March here now, so he's gotten through the calving season. He was concerned before the calving season what he would do if a lot of these heifers were kicking, because he's got a day job in the city and he needs to be in there on time every day. And so he's found the tail jack helpful to allow him to milk these cows quickly and efficiently and safely so he can get into his day job as quickly as possible. Let's go and find out a bit more about what Joe is doing and how he's using the tail jack.
Yeah, so it's Joe Hurley, farming here in Belarus in Inishkeen. I was originally a marine engineer. We did farm here. I did milk here until 2011 in conjunction with my father, who passed away in 2016. I continued marine engineering then for 10 years, but the love for farming drew me back. So I moved home last August and I already had the heifers bought. I reared them from calves with some help from local and my mother. And then we actually synchronized them and we aim to calve down then in February of this year. So the new parlour went in and cubicle shed and yeah, we're here now.
5 weeks in since the first calf?
5 weeks, yeah. So it is a lot of work at the moment, but it's settling down really well. And
Joe has his answers been taught.
Yeah. Well, it makes it easy. Joe, you've made that look really easy now. How has this been now this year compared to, say, previous times when you would have been milking before you had your own herd and you had cows kicking? How would you compare this?
no, it's a godsend. Worked for a lot of other people during my research, like getting into dairy and what I wanted to do, and spent a little bit of time myself sitting up there on top of cows with a tail in between my leg or trying to tie cows back onto the rail, heifers back onto a rail, which is not only dangerous for you trying to put the rope on, but when there's natural shift in the row, they are now restrained to the rail. So it's dangerous for them as well, you know, they can get injured. They're already just after calving, they're not exactly feeling overly enthused, and now you're tying them back to a piece of steel. This allows her to move within the row as well, you know, so it's safer for them. It calms them right down. There's no stress on them having their tail up, you know, you'd see vets doing it all of the time in a crush. This just allows you to have a lot of control over her. I work off farm, as we said as well, you know, on a professional job, and I can't afford to have broken wrist this week. Not only that, but if I do, you know, it's going to affect somebody in my family or my personal life to come out and try and pick up the load and here, which is my dream and not their dream, which they've told me about. But it is a godsend.
And you'd have been using kick bars and ropes otherwise?
Yeah, kick bars, ropes. The kick bars, they don't really work an awful lot of the time. And you know, you find them out the field anyway most of the time because you'll forget them. But they don't work on every cow. Every one that I put this on, it seems to work. You know, you'll put their tail in the air as high as you want. If she's still giving a little bit of movement or there's still a bit of power in the kick, you know, you have that option to go one more click on the ratchet, and that usually sorts it, you know. It doesn't seem to put any stress in them. You'll see when I remove it now in a second, she's not any different. She doesn't hold her tail up in the air for 10 minutes or anything, you know. She's absolutely normal.
Yeah, could you take us off with it?
Yeah. There she is. She's
Brilliant.
perfect, and it's as quick as that. It hangs in the parlour, usually at the front there when needed. It's called into action a lot at the moment because we're calving down 40 heifers, and there's somebody new every day. Not all of them are quiet and not all of them are cross, but I'm on my own, and that is a second man to me in the field.
Joe, were you working on boats before, was it?
Yeah, I did 10 years as a marine engineer with Chevron. So worldwide trade, mainly between Japan and Australia.
And you wanted to come back to down to Inishkeen?
Yeah, so we stopped milking in 2011. My father had big dreams of go and do something else, and the farm can always wait. And I suppose it was an easy agreement at the time. And you know, I suppose the love for farming, if it's true to you, you'll probably come back to it. And if not, then you know you kind of made your own decision on it, and it's easier to swallow. But even at 10 years at sea, all I wanted to do was come back and milk cows. So I think I had to give up on the sea dream when I realised that there mightn't be money in it, but there's happiness here anyway.
Yeah. But you enjoyed the cows. You've got the day job. It's actually not a job. You're actually self-employed, so you're actually responsible as well for the work you do as well. Nobody's there to cover if you're sick, I guess, is the other side.
No, exactly. And look, that builds into the fact that the farming, as great as it is, it's still small scale. It needs to work, but obviously the day job holds up the main constituents of my life, and that has to work as well. Yeah. So if the farm is consuming too much time, it won't work. You know, you're half doing everything.
How did you hear about the tail jack, Joe?
It was a neighbour actually originally texted me, and he said, you know, I was thinking about you today, and I wouldn't like to be you this time next year.
This is all the heifers coming down
this
the track,
is
is it?
Yeah, and he said, you know, he heard we'd synchronised them, and it was all going to be very compact, and he was having sleepless nights. So he said that he had got a tail jack, and he only had it about 3 or 4 days. And he said, there's no review of the product, but he said, from what I can see, you need one, so get one now while they're still on the shelf.
Yeah.
I actually ordered it at that time from you. I had been to the ploughing, I'd spoken to you previous as well.
Yeah.
But no, definitely.
I think it's often, we get a mad rush in February there.
Yeah.
Just around calving time, so people get it about 5 days after they need it. By the time we get it out as quickly as we can.
Yeah.
But it's that thing of having it.
They're ringing you the morning that the cluster's been broke their nose, like, yeah.
And the people are calling to the door, then looking for it and all that stuff. So it is.
Yeah.
Mad.
So, thank you. Is this your hat?
Thanks, Joe, for that. It's been really interesting now to see what you're doing here. What else would you say? Now, what have we missed? Now, we've covered a lot today.
I suppose it's a recommendation to anybody else or anybody in their situation, you know, for the tail jack. All I can say is just go out and get it. Even if you don't need it right now, you will need it someday. You know, there's new heifers coming on a scene every year. You're going to have a day where you'll need it, where you won't have the help around. Even if it's sitting in the parlour and it's gathering a bit of dust, it's there, it's fast, you put it off, you put it on, and you know, just get one. One broken wrist, if you have to pay somebody to come and milk cows for 3 weeks, you'll have 10 tail jacks out of it, you know.
Yeah. Jesus. Okay, that's brilliant, Joe. Thank you very much. I'll shake your hand there. Thanks very much. And we'll get out of this rain. Super. So that was amazing stuff to see what Joe's doing here in Inishkeen. It's great to see new entrants striving and succeeding, and great to see how we at Tailjack are making that tough journey a little bit easier. If you're interested in finding a bit more out about how the tailjack can potentially help you, you can check out our website, tailjack.com, or give us a call in Tralee, and I'll be happy to have a chat with you and talk through if the tailjack's a good match for you.